Hey, what's up, guys? Happy New Year's. It's officially 2023, and we're going to talk about potential panels for Star Wars Celebration London this year. Let's go. Alright, guys, so it is January 1st, 2023. It's finally here. This is a big year for Star Wars, and this year's celebration is in April in London. So it will be hasn't been in Europe since 2016, so about 6-7 years now. So it's going to be a great time. I will be covering London Celebration, so I will be out there for all 4 days. So today I kind of wanted to talk about the past two celebrations, the major panels that they had at those, and kind of speculate and guess what the four major panels will be in London this year in April. So first we're going to go back to 2019, and we're going to take a look at the Chicago Celebration panels. They had four main panels in Chicago. So the first one is going to be this Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker panel. So that was on Friday. So that was the first big panel. I remember that. I didn't get into that panel. My boy Ricky got into it. So I was watching that panel in the exhibit hall with a massive crowd. And it was kind of fun and cool doing that because I was literally surrounded by a few thousand people, and we all got to watch the Episode 9 trailer for the first time together. And then hearing Ian McDiarmid's laugh at the end, like, the crowd went nuts. So that was definitely an awesome experience, whether you were in the auditorium or in the exhibit hall. So that was the first panel. The next day was the Galaxy's Edge panel. So the Galaxy's Edge panel, this was before it opened up in California or Florida. So that was a major panel for Saturday. I didn't attend that because, like, I live in Florida, so it's like, I'm just going to go. I don't need a panel for it. So I kind of enjoyed that time, spending it on the floor and exploring and things like that. So that was the second panel there. The third panel on Sunday we actually went to, and it was the Mandalorian panel. So this panel was freaking awesome. John and Dave came out. They brought out Pedro Pascal, the entire cast, and it was the first time we got the trailer for Mando, which was wild. John, man, he was like, all right, guys, I could get in trouble for this. Put your cell phones away. Nobody record this. He showed us the first 7 minutes of Mando. Now, this is in April, and Mando didn't come out till like November. So we saw the first 7 minutes of the first episode, and that was awesome. So Mando panel was a big deal. And then on that Monday, it was the 20th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. So they had that panel on that Monday, which we went to that as well. And that was great, man. So they brought out Ray Park. They brought out Ian McDiarmid, Anthony Daniels. They brought out Ahmed Best, I believe, Jar Jar Binks. That was great seeing that panel. So those were the four major panels at Chicago Celebration, just to kind of give you an idea. It's kind of a mix of movies, the theme parks, the shows, and then an anniversary panel. We could fast forward to this year. So in Anaheim, the four panels that we had there. So on the first day, the Thursday, there was the Lucasfilm Showcase panel. Now this panel blew my mind away. I almost cried like at several points. So this kind of just went over everything Lucasfilm. So they did a lot in this panel. So they talked about the Kenobi show. They invited us back to the red carpet premiere that night. They talked about Indiana Jones 5. John Williams came out on his birthday and actually did a few songs for us, which was crazy. He did like the Imperial March, he did the Indiana Jones theme song, and he also did the Kenobi show theme, which was the first time anybody ever heard it. And then we had John and Dave come out, talked about Mando, talked about Ahsoka, they talked about Skeleton Crew. John Watts came out, they talked about Skeleton Crew. So they kind of talked about a ton of different things. And it was great just kind of seeing everyone, seeing little sneak peeks and all that good stuff. So that was the first day. So the second day was the Attack of the Clones panel. So it was a 20-year anniversary of Attack of the Clones. And that panel was insane. Ashley Eckstein hosted it, but literally everybody came out. Hayden, Hewan, Tamora Morrison, Daniel Logan, Anthony Daniels. The stage was packed. So it was great. They were just talking it up, talking about memories, talking about this, talking about that. It was just such an amazing experience to see all of them on stage talking about that and like things for the future. So that was the Friday panel. Saturday's panel was the Mando Plus panel. So the Mando Plus panel, John and Dave hosted it. They talked about Mandalorian. They were talking about season 3. the entire cast came out. Pedro, Bo-Katan, Moff Gideon, the armor, like everybody came out. So they all came out, which was great. And then we saw the trailer for Mando season 3. We also saw an extra minute of footage. So that footage still hasn't been released yet. They started talking about Ahsoka, and Ahsoka literally just started filming a week before, and we figured we wouldn't see anything, but they showed us a little clip from what they've started recording already. So Rosario Dawson came out, the new actress that's playing Sabine came out, Chopper came out, the actual droid rolled out on stage. So that was an amazing panel, and we got to see a lot. So then the last panel on Sunday was the Bad Batch panel. So we got to see the trailer for season 2. The voice actress for Omega and the clones were there on stage, and they actually talked about the season, and they actually started reading some lines on stage, which was awesome. So that was the final big panel. So now for London. The biggest thing I'm guessing we're going to get is probably going to be the Ahsoka panel. Dave will be there. I'm pretty sure Rosario Dawson will be there too. And then that should be the first time we get the trailer. So I have a huge feeling that at that panel we'll get the trailer, we'll get more information, we'll get the release date. So that's my prediction for the first panel in London. The second one I believe we're going to get is going to be for the Acolyte. So I know it's filming now, and I think it's almost done. So by the time we go there, it should be like in post-production, whatever they call it, yada, yada, yada. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get an Acolyte panel. That way maybe we'll even get a teaser trailer for it. Maybe we'll get to meet the entire cast, and then maybe we'll get an official release date if it's going to release in late 2023. So the next panel I think we're going to get, it might be like a combination panel, like an animated panel, going over Vision Season 2. So it wouldn't surprise me if we got that trailer. And maybe for the new Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures. So that could potentially be a panel going over the animated stuff, showing trailers and release dates. So I'm not sure if they're going to do that, or if we get a Skeleton Crew panel. So that's possible too. I don't know when that's coming out. It could be 2023. It could be 2024. I know they're filming it now. So, I mean, there's a chance that it could be ready. We might have a trailer and a panel for it. And, you know, John Watts could be there, bring out the whole cast. So that is a possibility that we get a Skeleton Crew panel and trailer. And then I think the last one that we're going to get is, it is the 40-year anniversary of Return of the Jedi. So fingers crossed Mark Hamill's there. I pray that he's there. It'd be awesome to get to meet him, but they pretty much have to do a 40th anniversary panel, because typically at almost every celebration there's an anniversary panel, whether it's the 20-year anniversary of the prequels or 40 years of the OGs, as it's been lately. So those are my predictions for the panels: Ahsoka panel, 40th Return of the Jedi, an Acolyte panel, and then either a Skeleton Crew panel or possibly like an animated panel. Now, they could do a Skeleton Crew panel and have smaller panels for like Visions and the Young Jedi Adventures, but I'm just predicting like the big ones that you have to enter a lottery to be able to get a seat to get in there. Like, those are like the big ones on the big stage. So we'll kind of see. Also, one other panel that will be on the last day, which is Monday, April 10th, is the Closing Ceremonies panel. So this is not like a big panel where there's a lot of guests and stuff. They kind of recap Celebration the whole weekend, everything that we saw. But the best part of the Closing Ceremonies panel is they announce when and where the next celebration is. So like when we were in Chicago, we didn't go to the closing ceremony, but we know that right at the end it announced that it's going to be Anaheim. So in Anaheim, we went to the closing ceremony, and then they announced that it's going to be next year in London, in Europe, and these are the dates. So if you guys aren't making it to London, definitely April 10th, that Monday, you guys will find out when and where the next one is. My predictions are going to be, I think, if they do it in 2024, I have a feeling it's going to be Orlando. Hasn't been there since 2017. Hasn't been there since Galaxy's Edge has been open, since the Star Cruiser has been open. So it would make sense from a business standpoint for them to open it there. So I think it could possibly be Orlando 2024, right? Because like sometimes they'll do it every year, sometimes they'll skip a year. But since it's in Europe, it's kind of skipping a year in the U.S. because there's going to be a lot of people in the U.S. that aren't going to make it to London. So I have a feeling it'll be in Orlando. If it is in 2024, there has to be a celebration in 2025. There has to be. And if there isn't, I'm going to riot. Because 2025 is the 20-year anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. And you better not rob me of a panel with Hayden and Hewan on stage talking about filming Revenge of the Sith, my favorite movie. So if there isn't a celebration in 2024 for some reason, 2025 will be locked in. Start saving now. Now that we're in 2023, we should slowly over the next few months start getting new info on panels, on guests, on merch, other activities, this and that. So I'm going to be updating you guys and covering all that. So as I see any news drop, I'll definitely make a video, upload it, so you guys can stay updated with all London Celebration updates. So if you guys are heading to Celebration, comment down below. And then if that's something that you guys want to see, be sure to subscribe, because I will be covering all 4 days and I cannot wait. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.